The Wings, there's no point for the Wings to have kept Dejanay Carrington. Or you're saying super confused. Dejanay did not want to be there. Dejanay didn't want to be there. That's obvious.
I tried to told you. I tried to tell you, Dejanay, your game was stinking in the mud, and the Dallas Wings wanted nothing to do with you going forward.
Your journey is a testament to the fact that our paths are rarely straight lines. True strength isn't just found in overcoming the obstacles we can see, but in navigating the unexpected turns with grace and courage. It's about redefining success on your own terms, even when the world has other plans. Remember that every ending is simply the start of a new chapter, and your resilience is the ink that writes a story far greater than any single achievement. Keep pushing forward, because your greatest comeback might be the one nobody sees coming.
Not having it. Now, we do know they head coach has some choicy words to say in their last press conference about the team. He pretty much said that the Indiana Fever bullied them all the way up and down the court. Now, I'm not saying there was drama down there, but it's definitely looking like it because they got Dejanay Carrington and Nalissa Smith. And I'm telling you right now, I'm about 80% sure there was probably some type of locker room drama between the two.
She was the player who did the impossible, a walking miracle who stared down a paralyzing injury and returned to the court in a feat that defied modern medicine. But her incredible comeback was just the beginning of a story filled with so much controversy and heartbreak, it would make you question everything you thought you knew about the world of professional sports. This is the shocking, untold story of what really happened to Deji Richards.
Dejanay, they not really rocking with you. They're trying to get rid of you. They're giving no reassurance that they want you around at all. You can't get in the game in the fourth quarters. You're buried in the bench. You've been awful this season. It looks like you've forgotten how to play basketball completely. And what do you know? Good morning. Dejanay Carrington is...
It all began on what should have been an ordinary day. On October 24th, 2020, the Baylor Bears women's basketball team was running through a routine practice, gearing up for another season of dominance. Deji Richards, the team's high-energy star known for her lockdown defense, was doing what she did best, competing. But a single fateful moment was about to change the trajectory of her life forever.
Not necessarily just expected Dejanay to be traded to the Lynx. I don't think anyone expected the Lynx of all teams to be signing Dejanay Carrington, but I think everyone expected that Dejanay was gonna be gone. I don't hate the trade. I don't hate it from the Lynx perspective long term. I think the Carly Samuelson thing didn't work out. I think they probably they wouldn't have made this trade had Carly Samuelson not been out for the year. And with Samuelson out for the year, I think it's a pretty straightforward trade to make.
During a simple scrimmage, Richards collided with her teammate Moon Urson. It was a normal basketball play, a screen gone slightly wrong, the kind of incidental contact that happens hundreds of times a game. Richards went to the ground, expecting to just shake it off and get back up, but she couldn't.
Dejanay Carrington has been traded to the Minnesota Lynx. Boy. The Dallas Wings have traded guard Dejanay Carrington to the Minnesota Lynx in exchange for Diamond Miller, Carly Samuelson, and a 2027 second-round pick. Wow. I'm not gonna lie to you, Dejanay.
A terrifying silence fell over the gym as coaches and players realized something was seriously wrong. Richards lay motionless on the floor, unable to feel anything from her waist down. The vibrant, energetic soul of the team was now completely still, her eyes wide with a fear that no one could comprehend. Her career, and so much more, was now hanging by a thread.
So the Minnesota Lynx make one of the worst trades they've ever made in their franchise's history by bringing in the second most toxic player in the league, Dejanay Dirty Ratchet Carrington, to their team. Minnesota Lynx, what are y'all thinking, man? Y'all got the culture that y'all got on y'all team and in y'all city, and you bring this toxic, cancerous player to y'all team? Y'all was that desperate to make a trade, man, by bringing in the Party City wig, toxic, crybaby, immature, ratchet Carrington to y'all team?
After being stretchered off the court and rushed to the hospital, the devastating diagnosis came back: a spinal cord injury. Doctors were grim, delivering the kind of news every elite athlete dreads. They told her she might be able to play basketball again in a year, but there were no guarantees. For all intents and purposes, her promising career appeared to be over before it had even truly begun.
Carrington to the Minnesota Leaks. I don't know, but I know the Dallas coach, he was like, the Dallas Chicken Wings coach, he was ready for her to leave. Clearly, she a drama. No class. Ghetto. Ratchet. Feel like she ain't got an answer to nobody. Feel like she can do whatever she want to do, but understand, man.
While many would have crumbled under the weight of such a diagnosis, Richards channeled her shock into a quiet, burning determination. The idea of giving up was simply not an option. She was a fighter, and this was the biggest fight of her life. While the world saw a career cut short, she saw a challenge that had to be conquered, but no one could have predicted how quickly she would prove everyone wrong.
Fans swear I'm such a dirty player. I'm so over this narrative, because if you really know ball, you know I just play hard as fuck and never give up on the play. And yup, we challenged the last couple of fragrance and got them rescinded because I'm always trying to make a play on the ball. None more, none less hard.
The road back was agonizing. Richards had to relearn how to walk, a painstaking process that tested every ounce of her physical and mental strength. Each small step was a monumental victory, each stumble a heartbreaking setback. Day after day, she endured grueling physical therapy, pushing her body past its limits with a singular goal in mind: to get back on the court.
But Lynx, did y'all even really need to make a trade? I mean, I felt like y'all had enough weapons already, but DJ Dirty Ratchet Carrington was y'all best option to make a trade and bring to y'all team. And then people like, well, Cheryl Reeve is gonna keep her in check. She don't play. You know how Ratchet Carrington feels about white people, man. She ain't gonna be caring what Cheryl Reeve got to say, man, because she's the goofy, immature clown that she is, man. But I'm just like, wow, Lynx, y'all decided to downgrade y'all team by bringing in this overrated, toxic, ratchet Carrington over to y'all. All she gonna do is commit dirty plays.
What happened next was nothing short of a miracle. Driven by an unbelievable force of will, she progressed at a speed that left her doctors and coaches in stunned disbelief. Just 38 days after being carried out of the gym, paralyzed, Didi Richards walked back onto the court to rejoin her team for practice. The 38-day miracle was complete, a comeback story for the ages, but her return was about to get even more legendary.
And y'all know Dejanay is not Team CC. She tried to put her eye. So if the Fever play the Lynx, you know what I'm saying, for as like the championship, CC and Carrington will face off. But
Richards didn't just return to play, she returned to dominate. She played with a renewed fire, becoming the undisputed leader of the Baylor Bears. That same season, she was named the Naismith Defensive Player of the Year, one of the most prestigious honors in college basketball. It was an unthinkable achievement for someone who was relearning to walk just months prior, but this incredible high was setting her up for a devastating fall.
She was always in headlines, punching players in the eye, and then we have to remember, she nearly injured Paige. Like, everybody forgot about that. Y'all remember when she nearly injured Paige, nearly took her whole knee out? Like, we got to remember all of those things transpired during this basketball season, man. I'm here to tell you, they made it their business to get rid of her. And I shouldn't laugh, but it's kind of funny. You know, I ain't gonna lie, man.
Her story of resilience and her elite talent made her a sought-after prospect in the WNBA draft. When the New York Liberty selected her, it felt like the perfect storybook ending. The player who beat paralysis was now taking her talents to the biggest stage in the world. She quickly became a fan favorite in New York, beloved for her infectious energy, her relentless hustle, and her unique fashion sense. But the dream was about to turn into a nightmare.
Like, there are two teams really that matter. Maybe 2.5 teams if you want to say. The Fever, which I don't know how the Fever are going to get on, and then especially when it comes to the Mercury, they just haven't looked good without Cat Copper. Or with Cat Copper, sorry. They have not looked good with her at all. They've absolutely not looked great.
Just as she was settling in, the brutal business side of professional sports reared its ugly head. In a move that shocked the league and enraged the fan base, the New York Liberty waived Didi Richards. The official reason was a roster crunch, a cold numbers game that left no room for sentiment. But for the player who had become the heart and soul of the team, it was a soul-crushing blow.
And only thing I can say about it, her or Cheryl Reeve do not care for Caitlin Clark. Like, we all know that. And it looked like a bunch of Minnesota fans is happy to acquire her for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? But the world has reacted to this, man. Official. This is the Dallas Wings letting the world know. Wings have traded guard DJ Currington to the Minnesota Lynx in exchange for Diamond Miller. And yeah, man. And they cut the comments off. Bro. So you can't even comment on this.
After being cut, she found a temporary lifeline with the Washington Mystics. It was another chance, another city, another opportunity to prove she belonged. But her time in Washington was fleeting. She signed a hardship contract, played sparingly, and was released just a few weeks later, once again finding herself on the outside looking in. This instability pushed her to make a decision that would send her halfway across the world.
The Wings are just taking a dive, right? Like that has to be the answer. They know they're just banking on next season. They're done for the season. It is what it is. Send out who they can, get some good picks. They're in full rebuilding. This rebuilding has to include getting rid of Kurt Miller and getting rid of Friendship Ken. It has to. What are we doing in Dallas?
Seeking stability and a chance to shine, Richards signed a contract to play for the Sydney Flames in Australia. It was meant to be a fresh start, a chance to escape the pressures of the WNBA and simply play the game she loved. She embraced the new culture and was ready to make her mark, but this new chapter was about to descend into chaos. After suffering a hamstring injury during a game, something completely unexpected happened. Her own coach, Shane Heel, went to the media and publicly accused her of faking the injury. He questioned her character and her commitment to the team, creating a firestorm of controversy. The accusation was a stunning betrayal, turning her overseas dream into a public humiliation. Richards was blindsided and devastated. She fired back, claiming she was the victim of bullying and that the team's medical staff had mishandled her injury from the start. The situation exploded into a messy public feud, with both sides trading accusations. The trust was broken beyond repair, and the team ultimately terminated her contract, forcing her to leave the country under a dark cloud of speculation. After the whirlwind of the WNBA and the public disaster in Australia, Richards quietly stepped away from the court, but she didn't disappear. Instead, she reinvented herself, taking a position as a graduate assistant coach at the University of Florida. She was still in the game, but now she was mentoring a new generation, proving that her knowledge and passion went far beyond just playing. And in a final, brilliant twist, she leaned into the very thing that made her a star in New York, her unique personality and style. Didi Richards has since become a prominent fashion influencer, collaborating with major brands and building a new career on her own terms. She proved that while a basketball career can be fleeting, true identity and success can be built far away from the court. Her journey forces us to wonder if the greatest comeback isn't just about returning to the game, but about having the strength to create a whole new one.